to Black Business Warrior, where we're highlighting black men who are making money, making an impact, who are building businesses in the community. Today, I want to talk to my brother Javon. First episode. Glad to have you here.
Glad to be here, brother.
All right, he does a lot of things. Green Love Restaurant is one of the main things. Come over here, get my food at the Black Dot. Come over and eat it. So I enjoy it very much.
Okay.
All right, so I want to know. Start with the restaurant. If you want to give an introduction to yourself, who are you? What do you do?
Okay, first and foremost, I want to thank you for inviting me out to the Black Business Warrior. This means a lot. Okay. You know, the podcast, to me, that space is a very important space where we could get our not only our message out, but also just connect with the people that need to hear it the most, right? So it's not much about what I'm going to say, what we're going to talk about, but the people that's listening and following us right now. Make sure you spread the word. Black Business Warrior. We black men out here doing businesses in a real way. And I want to just salute my brother Clive real quick for taking the initiative, you know, putting us warriors, business warriors on the map, you know. So, yeah, Green Love Kitchen started out from a dream, a concept, like most other businesses. You put it on paper and you execute and you just see where the chips lay. But at the end of the day, you know, the work has to be put in, right? And it's trial and error, just like every other thing. I like to say Green Love Kitchen, right here in Lithonia, started out because we saw a need, right? We saw a need for the community, and we knew based on demographics, socioeconomic demographics, no one else was going to come to fill that need. So we, being my family, took it upon ourselves to come and be the ones we were looking for our community. So it was impact first before it was about a monetary profit. It was about make a profit by making a difference in our community, essentially. So that's just the background. We've been in business well over 10 years, but in brick and mortar 6. Pardon me, 7 years now.
That's what's up. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank
Congratulations.
You, brother.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
We know Green Love is a staple of the community.
Yes.
I always get my food there. You know, the Green Love burger.
Yeah.
So now, you said it was trial and error, and you were just saying, hey, it's execution.
Yeah.
But where do you think that a lot of entrepreneurs fail at, where you had an idea, and how do you bridge that gap between idea and execution?
Man, that's a great question, man. That it's like $1 million worth of game right there, right?
That's what we're trying to give out. We're trying to get that out.
Yeah, you know, I want to say our approach was unique. You know, most minority businesses have to approach it from a different perspective than, you know, our counterparts, right? Because we are not necessarily given the opportunity the same way other people are given opportunities. We have to make a way, essentially, right? Some people get funds handed down to them, or capital or resources handed out to them. We have to dig and find. We might have to pay people off. Sometimes politics and politics and all types of games is played, right? You know, we don't have that luxury, essentially. So I call it a test kitchen. You know, Green Love Kitchen is a test kitchen. And the way that it started is not the way that it is now. And that's what we always have to remember in business, is that you always start with the end in mind, but you got to start. You can't wait for it to look pretty for you to start, okay? So am I answering your question, essentially? Or you want to...
You're answering my question. Let me just make sure I'm clear that you're saying you, no matter what, you have to start, but how you're going to finish. Where Green Love is now was not the way that you thought it was going to be. Yeah. In the beginning, there's many changes that. Yeah,
we learned along the way. We were able to, and there's many ways you could say we were able to fail forward, right? But you got to do it early. You got to do it fast. Fail forward fast. The sooner you can learn from errors and mistakes, you can learn your system, right? You build your system, you tweak it, you listen to what your audience are saying about you, because it doesn't matter what I call myself. You get what I'm saying? It's what you remember about us and everyone else that comes and supports. Okay, so for me, the most important thing is to just get the ball rolling. Don't just leave it in your head or leave your business up to you, right? You have to go forward, put it in the hands of other people, and allow it to be amendable, essentially, over time.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
So let me ask this. How did you, because it takes a lot of reflection, what I've learned from what I've seen in a lot of people is that they don't understand how to fail. Failure stops them, or they don't know how to ask for help, or they don't know how to learn the lessons. How did you learn the lessons when you failed? What did you do to say, okay, I failed at this, and it's not going to hold me back, and I learned the lesson to be able to go forward?
Oh man, that's a great question. I wrote a book called My Children's Children, right? And it was chronologically, it pretty much documented my years growing up as a, just an entrepreneur. Always been an entrepreneur, but I worked in the bank, so it was like my financial memoirs, me working in the bank, and in it, what I outlined was, because for me it was really and truly about writing a book to my children. So the question that you're asking, right? It's this idea of failing, right? And not letting it be the do-all, end-all, right? So Winston Churchill, and I brought up the book because I wrote it in the book. Winston Churchill said, failure is not fatal, okay? So that means that you still have time, right? So you're not dead because you quote-unquote fail, right? So the words that we use pretty much can create this negative assumption, or like, okay, you're not doing good. If this thing is not a quote-unquote success in your eyes, then you fail at it, and then it creates all types of anxiety, depression, and you go down the wrong road. But the point is, it's not fatal, bro. We still alive. You tried something and it didn't work, and it's okay. Keep it moving, right? You keep going. Like, you just don't stop because you thought you knew something. Mind you, before Green Love Kitchen, we never had a restaurant. You know what I'm saying? We vended, we catered, but to have a brick and mortar, right? Because we always, even in business, once again, the worst thing to do is start a business just because you got a passion for something, because you got a love for something. Mm-hmm. You have to understand the business of doing business, right, in order to be a success. Building a system out that you can duplicate over and over and over, or replicate, excuse me. But the point is, failure is not fatal, bro. And as long as you know that, you just take it on the chin and you keep it pushing. You grow your business, and this idea of scaling, it takes time to scale, right? If we understand statistically, small businesses fail within the first 3 years, so you have to get over that 3 to 5 year hump. And once you're in that space, you can pretty much get yourself in a groove, but we have to be consistent enough to let ourselves get that far. And if you ask me, I failed plenty times in the restaurant business. But that doesn't mean the doors don't open up. The show must go on. you know?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Taking on that concept that you talked about, that's my thing is systems, right? I'm always talking about that, right? But I think a lot of people do two things. One is they either try to scale too fast, or they don't worry about scaling, right? Mm-hmm. And they don't worry about putting in systems. They're just like, hey, I'm going to wing it. Mm-hmm. I'm going to do business. So how did you, because what I've seen is that what I tell people you have, and what I say most businesses who are successful, they have, is that foundation and recurring clients, right? So they have a great reputation, and then they have a base of recurring clients. Yeah. Before you can scale, you have to have, in my opinion, a great reputation.
There you go.
And a foundation of recurring clients who are always coming back, and they're spreading the word, they're telling people about it, and they're coming back and patronizing your business.
Yeah.
How did you build that up here? What do you think are the key ingredients for you building that up?
Man, that's a loaded question, because once again, it's just being in business, being available to serve. You always remember why you show up, and you always, you being the business owner, have to put yourself in the position of the customer. And excuse me, a lot of times our businesses don't put ourselves in the shoes of the customer, and that's what I call the value chain. Yeah. You're quote unquote selling to that customer before they even show up to your restaurant. They're getting that customer experience even when they're parking their car, right? Before they open up the door, they smelling your food. What music are you playing? When they walk through the door, it's just like when you go to a QT versus a Chevron or a Shell gas station. For those that are out of, not listening from Georgia, QT is the popping gas station down here, right? And it's known for their customer service, And once again, the gas station business, they lose money on gas. They make their money in the convenience, what they sell on the inside. So QT QT's mission or focus was to pretty much, have good customer service.
Definitely.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
You go in there, they're making noises.
Welcome to QT.
Welcome to QT.
Mm-hmm.
3 words.
Yep.
Welcome to QT. And if they don't say it, what happens?
There's gonna be a problem. Somebody's gonna say that you didn't say it. Somebody's gonna come back.
As a customer, you're gonna feel
way.
Yeah.
Even when it's busy, when you said that, I didn't even think about that. But even when it's busy,
yeah,
coming in,
yeah,
and you take Chick-fil-A the same way, right?
Yeah.
Even when it's busy, they're still saying, "Hey, welcome
exactly.
to QT." I've heard the door ring many times, and they're still saying, "Welcome
exactly.
to QT, welcome to QT,
exactly."
Welcome to QT.
So now your employees have bought into the system,
Yeah.
which is customer service. This is a customer centric system, where what the consumer, right? Because they're the ones that are providing that living wage for you and your family, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Without their dollars, right, their hard-earned dollars, we wouldn't be able to compete, thrive, succeed, et cetera. So as long as you listen to your customer, you're always going to be 10 steps ahead of your competition. And I think that's a key part for me in terms of our quote-unquote longevity in business. Why we're able to maintain and sustain a business like we do, because people thought we were crazy once again coming into this community.
Yeah.
City of Lithonia, population of less than 3,000, demographics, socioeconomic demographics don't really lend to a vegan, vegetarian concept. However, we had to understand that in order to be the change, we have to become it. We have to sit in that space. So we took a chance on our people, and we're breaking all types of myths that we hear all the time. Black people don't support one another. That's a lie. White people don't support black people. Asians, Hispanics don't support black people. We have served everybody the same way across the board. Right, but our people is our number one supporters. Period, and they spread the word because we never paid for marketing. Is what I'm telling you.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? 7 years ago, there was no Facebook ads and all of that. It wasn't a thing. Corporations wasn't even on social media at that time. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It wasn't sexy to be vegan. So our menu updated and changed over time. At one point, you can get a turkey sandwich or jerk chicken something at Green Love Kitchen.
Yeah.
But we wanted to just expose the community to healthy alternatives like a Green Love kale wrap, a spicy Thai kale wrap, a jerk mushroom, chickpeas, right? Vegan mac. We want to expose them to that. So when the doctor does say, hey, you got to eat more of this and less of that, this store is right around the corner in my neighborhood. I know they have a healthy option for me. But then we made a decision to pretty much, go at, I say 95%, 98% vegan menu. Yeah. And we because we were bold on that, it's paid off.
Yeah, definitely. It's very hard to go down that road of being different.
Yeah.
But just like you said, in business, to see that people say, hey, our people don't support each other.
Yeah.
Or they're not going to come, or they're going to just dismiss what we have going on. But what people are looking for is somebody to support, right? A lot of times they can't find that option to be able to find that and be able to have a vegan restaurant, to be able to we don't supply. And this is where the business owners have to come in, is that say, hey, how can I supply what the people don't have, right? We're saying we don't have this, we don't have that. Well, go ahead and start it.
There you go. The
one thing you said that I love is about the passion business.
Yeah.
You have to be a businessman.
Yeah.
Right? Because a lot of times what we do is we love the passion, but we don't like all the financial. We don't want to run the numbers. We don't want to do the marketing. We don't want to do the customer part. We just want to do our craft.
Yeah. And
until we understand, no, we're in the craft of business. That's my craft.
There you go.
That's what we want to do. So did you start it with the passion, or did you start and then were you always, I know you did the banking and you were an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
So you didn't have that passion part. You just said, hey, there's a need in here and I have my business skills. What business skills have you learned along the way, you say, from then and learning the brick and mortar to now?
Yeah, man. So sacrifice is a real thing. Like, so for me, what I've realized, and I started off by saying, and I because of Green Love Kitchen, right? Because I have to first and foremost give thanks to the Creator, the ancestors, right? Also to the community that we serve, but most importantly, like my wife and my mother, they came together. So they're the cooks. They're the founders of Green Love Kitchen. Okay? They always like to say, I put myself on the back burner. When you ask customers and they come into the restaurant like, oh, you one of the owners? I'm like, nah, I just wash the dishes. You get what I'm saying? Like, I just give it to them because it's not about, that title, right?
Yeah.
But the point is, I can't take all the credit for Green Love Kitchen being a success for what it is. My wife has a passion. She went to Cordon Bleu. She graduated magna cum laude. My mother, come to find out, had a food truck in Jamaica back in like the 70s and 80s. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then when we were in New York, she used to just cook a bunch of food, and the entire building used to come and eat. Yeah. For free. She
just want to cook.
She just want to cook. She just loved cooking. That's her and her elements, right? Yeah. And somebody came to my wife. So, mind you, so you have that part. Then you have the fact that, my good brother KT, I actually saw him yesterday in Mama Pill. They taught us about alkaline eating, or electric foods, right? Dr. Sebi, shout out to Dr. Sebi once again, an ancestor who laid the foundation work for, just how important your diet is. What you consume, right, becomes you. So these things came in place, and we just took our Caribbean, flair, put it with the food, and then we just started eating like this. Yeah. A friend of my wife, a friend of the family said, hey, you guys need to open up a restaurant, start catering, and that was a mistake because we listened to her, right? Because she wasn't going to be in that kitchen cooking. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Because it's one thing to cook the food, another thing you got to wash the dishes, right? You got to make sure you sell the food, because if you don't sell it, it goes to waste, right? So these are things that, once again, I can't take all the credit, because if it was just me, I don't know. Would it have worked? Who knows? You got to have a team, a strong leadership team that's willing to take the hits along the way with you. And luckily, it was my wife and my mother, okay? And those two ladies are the ones in the kitchen, and they allowed me to bring the business acumen to the space, which is the creativity, the marketing, when it came to like, just from a supply chain management, sourcing, making sure the cost of goods sold was at a certain, we were keeping the margins tight to where we can, make it to the following week. We were doing just-in-time inventory, right? JIT. So, and then all the while, once again, the sacrifice, because my mortgage was delinquent, and we was about to be foreclosed. So what I did was because I never went to school for any of this, I took a loan out, student loan, but I was going to school while the restaurant was running. Yeah. And I was taking what I was learning. So education, guys, invest in your education. That's so important in life. Retooling, refreshing, because the way things is changing is like this. So yeah, I learned about management communication, management leadership, right? How do you convert, employees into leaders? People into leaders, your customers into champions of your business, and there's so many other books and tools and just wisdom I got along the way, just like that train coming through, we was that train, you understand? And once the train left, it never stopped. And once again, like, I'm grateful because ultimately what I saw was, other people came on that train with us. And they picked up the mantle, and they got inspired. So, like, Black Dot Bookstore, we're sitting in Black Dot right now, and it was a vision and a dream. And Brother Baba Kazemde Ajamu came up to me and said, hey, I got a business plan. I see you guys doing great in the community. I got an idea for a bookstore, and he showed it to me. And I said, man, this would be awesome inside of Green Love. Right, so I told my wife it, and she loved the idea. So we approached Kaz with it, and he didn't know where books and dollars and ideas would come from, right? But it happened where less than a year he was able to open up his own brick and mortar right next to the restaurant, because we incubated a black business and helped him along the way. So he became a champion, giving it up to the people. Look, this is free game. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you come and support. Make sure you listen to my brother Clive, man. Black Business Warrior. This is where it's at.
So yeah, I definitely love the story. A lot of people, you know, right now it's a cliche, or people love to say, I did it by myself. I did it on my own. Yeah. You know, like you got no help. Yeah. But as a community, we have to do it together. And in a business, you can't do all the work. Like you said, you can't wash all the dishes. You can't do all the marketing. You can't cook all the food. Nobody can do it. But the hiring, right there has to be, you'll overwhelm yourself if we don't come together as a team. We have to learn to work with each other. And that is the main thing I've seen successful for businesses to grow. I've seen people get money by themselves, but they're by themselves, right? They can't get out of the work. They just created a job for themselves.
There you go.
But now you have it where you built it with your team, you built it with your family, you're a staple here, you have jobs, you're like, hey, come on, we can work here.
There you go.
All those things that you're doing. Now, I always tell people, these businesses, restaurants, service businesses, they're foundational. Mm-hmm. What opportunities have you found from the restaurant that you've been able to explore because of the restaurant?
Man, that's a great question. Opportunities I was able to explore. Okay, so, a lot. I can't say for sure one or two, but just understanding like this right here, this opportunity to be on a podcast and speaking, like this in itself is because of the restaurant, because we're in business and a quote unquote success, you know, business. So I would say one thing that I really give thanks for is just, so mind you, because I worked for Chase for a decade, I built up a big clientele base, right? But when you're dealing with a JP Morgan Chase, right, the biggest bank in the nation, right, you know you're going to get clientele automatically. You know, because it's Chase.
Yeah, because it's Chase automatically.
You know,
they doing client attraction.
Yeah. You know, they have commercials running. You know, they have, you know, they're sending mailers out where they're giving away free money to open up an account. So you're not really doing that legwork. You know, you got a big engine system running that, and you just an agent and a part of it. So I always
in the wheel.
Yeah, and I always felt like, truth be told, that if I didn't work for the man, that I would be nothing. I wouldn't be able to have a successful business. I wouldn't be able to build a clientele. Wouldn't be able to, you know, reach the masses the same as if I worked for the bank. Word. You know, because once again, suit and tie, you know, AC'd out, you know, you got your phone, everything that you need, they'll provide. You know, training, they called it immersion training. You know, they pay you 3 months just to get your license. So for me, I have not the same opportunity, but a better opportunity with Green Love Kitchen to reach my people and to build that client base. Because what it is you're finding not only like-minded people, but you're finding your people in all walks. And then you're a leader, so it's not like I'm representing another person's company. That's my last name on that window. You get what I'm saying? Right. And truthfully, I like the fact that I'm providing opportunities for people. You know, that I'm able to pay people. That's one thing we pride ourselves on, that we can pay people on time what they deserve. You know, so I think that to me is the biggest takeaway of owning your own business and being able to provide for your community. Like, you could pay your people while doing a service that you know you're not selling pork fried rice. You know what I'm saying? You ain't poisoning your community. You selling literally green. Like, so you talk about impact. Like, we can quantify like how many wraps we sell in a year. Word. You know what I'm saying? Like, how many tons of kale have we, you know, served to our people? That feels good. You know? So that to me is an opportunity takeaway.
That's great. And the reason why I asked that question was because I just wanted people to understand that when you open a business, you put in the work, people don't see you, you're behind the scenes. Yeah. There's other opportunities that open up. And like you said, the impact is really being able to provide a job and a career and an opportunity, because because like you said, I'm not trying to create employees, I'm trying to create leaders.
There you go.
I want you to take over. You know what I'm saying? I want you to expand. So that's a lot of things. Well, So you've been there. Green Love been here for 7 years. You've been in the business for 10 years. You guys expanded. What's the next level for Green Love? Where do you see this at in 5 years?
In 5 years, well, the move is digital. Everything is e-commerce. We talk about, capturing clients, through CRMs and things of that nature. Like just being able to not only bottle the sauces and, but ship them out, worldwide. Like really looking at that space. Separate from like getting into grocery stores or what have you, like just being direct, being
direct
able to direct to the consumer. And like I said, we have a decent social media following. We have, like you said, a loyal fan base. We were closed for like 6 months, 7 months last year.
We were stalking you, trying to like, when you gonna open up, fam?
Yeah, we're gonna open up. So this is that I'm saying, this is part of the game, right?
Yeah.
Then COVID shut us down for a little bit. A lot of businesses didn't make it out of that, just looking at the landscape of restaurant brick and mortar and seeing how we can utilize the brick and mortar for like as a launching pad for a wider space. Second to that is cloud kitchens. So cloud kitchens are virtual kitchens, which allows us to just operate multiple concepts, restaurant concepts out of one kitchen. So look out for Rasta Burgers. You know what I'm saying?
Rasta Burgers. I'm waiting on that.
Yeah, so we got some good stuff down the pipe. Eventually creating a whole restaurant group. So we're leaning on. So once again, we see that Green Love Kitchen as an anchor in the city of Lithonia. We can open up multiple restaurants and still be successful, because it's just reaching the masses. So, we just looking at different ways we could reach the consumer.
No, definitely. I appreciate you coming here. I appreciate you doing that. While we wrapping this up, I want to ask you this question.
Yeah.
If there's one thing that you could tell the people, right, and you be like, yo, you know what? And I know this is hard to boil down. I hate when people ask me, yo, this is the one thing, but what's the one thing that you would say, yo, look, this is what you need to do, man. This is how you're going to stay to get that level of success. Of course, nothing's guaranteed in life, you know what I'm saying, but death. What would that be?
Man, so what I'm about to say, right, you got to understand, like, it took years for me to understand this. Like, you have knowledge and you got understanding and you got wisdom. Right. This is wisdom right here, right? And what I tell myself, what I tell my team is that in life, you need to have predictability, okay? Predictability. Without predictability, you have nothing. You're just shooting in the dark.
Word.
Right? So it's okay. Once again, those years, as I said, it's a test kitchen. You try everything you can. You do everything you can. You give it your all. But at some point, your business has to be predictable. Because without predictability, what? You can't project.
You can't project.
Right? You can't say
forecast.
You can't forecast. There's no way. You need predictability. You need to create a baseline, a benchmark, right? Something to strive and reach for. It's real basic, but that's where it is. Predictability. That's all I'm gonna say. You take it from there, bro. That's all I got. You done got it all.
I'm expand on that because that is such a profound. It seems so simple, right?
Yeah.
Your team knows what to expect from you.
There you go.
From predictability, right?
There you go.
I know Javon is gonna open up this. I take the Starbucks analogy, right? I said, if Starbucks don't open up at 6 a.m. in the morning, people gonna go crazy.
Yeah.
If it's 6:05 and them doors ain't open, they gonna be calling.
Yikes.
Predictability. They have to be able to depend on. They like, yo, my Starbucks is not open.
What about the sun rising?
The sun rising. You're right. I just said the Starbucks, but the sun, if the sun don't come up, people gonna go.
Problem.
They're like, yo, what's going on? So we have, because we base our whole life on it's going to be 12 o'clock.
There you go.
The sun is going to come up tomorrow.
There you go.
And this is where we have to be predictable in the restaurant and in our business. And understanding that, in life, business, everything. But that is such a jewel to get your business in a system, consistency. Yeah. And you know what to expect from yourself and your business, and your team, and your customers, and everybody can know what to expect. So they know they're going to get a good burger. They know they're going to get something great when they come to Green Love. All the time. They know they're going to get the kale wrap, you know what I'm saying, the Green Love burger. They know that they coming in here, they already got their food they want to get,
There you go. Predictability, baby.
I
Let's
appreciate
keep going.
it. Yo, Listen, you already know.
Yeah.
This is episode 1.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. We in here. We in the building.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Gotta call the mic man behind the video.
Sankofa for Films is in the building. Make sure you check out the guy. He got his own series coming. I'm executive producing on. Talk about opportunities.
You know what, man? There's so many people with talent around here.
Yeah. We
have to connect.
There you go.
That's what,
But if your doors are closed, how you gonna connect?
That's the whole point. But we don't know. It's the thing about men. A lot of times, women they do it better. They do a better job of communicating, nurturing with each other. We just put our head down and have our own little circle and our own little kingdom. Be like, I'm doing my work, fam. And we don't understand how we got to connect and be able to say, hey, how can I help your project? How can you help my project?
There you go.
That's it, man. I appreciate you, man.
Oh, anytime, bro. Whenever you need me, let me know, bro. I got you, man. Give thanks, man. Good luck in your business and all your endeavors and everything that you're doing, brother.
All right, man. Black Business Warrior, episode 1. Thank you so much for joining us. You already know we're going to be here. Make sure you make it happen. What they do say, like, subscribe, all that stuff, I guess.
Subscribe, follow, tell a friend, come again.
Share it, everything, right?
Yeah. What else we missing, Vinny? What we missing?
Social media. Put it on your social. All right, there we go.
Well, you can follow Green Love Kitchen on social media. Where they can find you at is
Black Businessman Warrior.
There you go. You heard.
You already know Black Businessman Warrior. Just follow us. You know what I mean. The channel Black Business Warrior.
There you go.
So there you go. All right. Y'all have a great day. Stay focused. Stay blessed.
Peace.